Hey y'all, welcome back for another garden update. This was actually filmed a couple weeks ago and I just didn't get around to posting it. First up is our greens, and we walked outside after 2 days of over 100-degree heat, and two of our planters were just completely wilted. Most of it bounced back after we gave it a good water, but it was very sad looking. And also, please enjoy my 2-year-old helping me water. Over to the big garden, it's mostly just weeds. About a week later, we pull up all these weeds and they look amazing. This garden looked amazing. It was so satisfying to pull up all these dang weeds. Anyway, so first up, that was my eggplant. They're still pretty small, but they usually tend to like really start producing once it cools down. Here are my cucumbers. These do not look nearly as good now, but we only have one cucumber plant, so there is no excess of cucumber. We just eat it as it comes in, whether it be in a salad or refrigerator pickles or what have you. Yeah, so we have one cucumber plant. It's doing pretty well. And then we have 2 watermelon plants. They are just taking over the garden at this point. It's fine. We'll have watermelon. We'll eat it. But yeah, our cucumbers, I've never actually had this type of cucumbers. I've had like English cucumbers and then like burpless. Nope, that's not the right word because burpless is similar to this. Like homemade pickle cucumbers and then the English cucumbers, which are long and skinny, but they don't have these little spiny parts on them. It's almost like these are like a hybrid between the two. Also, Carter found a little baby frog and he wanted to share it with you. This was released into our garden. He lost it in our garden, so it lived somewhere in there for a little bit. This is our yellow squash plant. Yeah, we got a lot of yellow squash. If you can't see, that thing is just covered. Like, so much yellow squash. It's fine. We like squash. It cooks up, on the grill or in a casserole or just sauteed or roasted in the oven. We have 5 of these okra plants, and they have really just started producing. They're more of like a southern thing, so they really like the heat. So once it really starts warming up about July, this was filmed in July, like at the very beginning of July. Once you hit July, they really start producing. This is our zucchinis. All 3 plants are still alive at this time. Yeah. This is like right after the 4th of July that I filmed this. And then this is our cantaloupe. There are some cantaloupes in there. They're not ready to eat yet. Hopefully soon. This is our green bean patch. Our green beans are not doing great this year, but yeah, you can see that it's completely overgrown with weeds anyways. This is our plum tomatoes. Pretty much the same thing as Roma tomatoes. I can't really figure out what the difference between the two are, but that's our plum tomatoes. This is our corn, and that is a 3-foot 3-year-old there. He's literally exactly 36 inches. So that gives you some perspective of how tall those corns are. If you can see, this side of the garden is a lot more tame when it comes to weeds, and that's because I happen to get the mulch a lot more thick on this side of the garden. Our bell peppers are really starting to bush up. Not a lot of flowers on them, but our tomatoes are starting to get some fruit, and so yeah, they're getting there. Some of our tomatoes are getting pretty tall, and I said this before in a previous video, and actually, what's her name? Becky from Acre Homestead was just talking about this not that long ago. I just prune probably the bottom like 2 foot of my plant. I try to keep the leaves off the ground and then try to keep the suckers off the bottom part just so they can kind of grow up into the cages that we have them in. And so I just kind of let them bush up from there. I know you're supposed to prune them for airflow, but you know what? Gardening is not my full-time job yet. That was a goal of mine. I would love to be like a stay-at-home homesteader person and, you know, make this my full-time job, but obviously not there yet. And then, so anyways, I just let them bush up from there. Becky's attempting to do that. If you watch most other gardening videos, they'll tell you need to prune your plants. If you have enough time to get out there every day and cut off all the suckers, go for it. But I do not. Okay, over to our radish patch. These dang radishes. This is the time, like this is the appropriate amount of time from the date we planted them to harvest. And they're just so tiny, and they just went to, it's because it's so hot. They went to seed and they just didn't produce much food. So over to our cabbages. These are producing so well. They look so good and healthy, big, leafy deliciousness. We love cabbage. Ugh, cabbage is like, I could eat cabbage every day. It's delicious. I love cabbage. And then this middle row is our broccoli, and we are starting to get some really good heads on here. After I filmed this video, I harvested one, well, you'll see in just a second. There's a larger head of broccoli in here, and I harvested that just to keep it from bolting, because we had a couple of really hot days, and then the day that I'm filming this, it's not too terribly hot, but we're coming into some more hot days, and I don't want it to go to flower. And then this is our cauliflower. It's not quite producing at this point. It's starting to get some little heads on it, but not anything too crazy. But the plants are looking great. All of these, what are they called? Cruciferous vegetables? Is that what they're called? Cruciferous? Anyways, all of these type plants are doing great. Healthy, green, meaty, beautiful plants. So anyways, that is where those are. And then you can kind of see our zucchini plant, and you can also see that our cucumbers, and not cucumbers, what are they called? Cantaloupe and watermelon are growing up into them. Our zucchini, we have 3 of them. They produce like crazy, and I'm actually getting ready to, I just filmed how I preserve my zucchini recipe, or recipe video, I guess. It's a cook with me. And then this is our peppers. There are 7 peppers, not peppers, jalapenos. I showed you some bell peppers earlier. These are jalapeno plants. They're finally looking decent. All of them are looking great. And then this is a zucchini that managed to hide from me. I try to go out and pick at least every other day. I generally try to go out and pick every day, but sometimes that doesn't happen. So at a minimum, I try to pick every day. That zucchini was just out there hiding from me. So I just thought I would share it with you. It probably weighed like 6 pounds. It was so big. Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button if you enjoy gardening videos. Leave me a comment down below and let me know how your garden is going. And I'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.